Hello, everyone. Hello there. Welcome to my purple portal and your purple portal. This is your so favorite wanderer and wonderer, Elaine Bartlett. And I'm bringing you thoughts and ideas and insights to those of you that authentically want to know more of yourself, more of what the heck you're doing on this planet of ours, and what can you do to make your journey more joyful, more fulfilling, more enriched, if anything? Or indeed, are we simply being lived? And the experience is what it is. At any rate, once again today, we have a lot to talk about. We've got our cosmic weather report. The actual weather report in South Florida here where I am is very overcast, very rainy. My beloved son is sitting up in an airport in Orlando with a 2-hour delay up to Atlanta. So I wish him patience and fortitude. And I also think he should tune into his mother's show because he now has the chance to do so. And I hope the rest of you are not only tuning in, but will join me today. It is your show. It's our show. And I'd be delighted if you want to call in because we're going to be talking angels today. I actually posted that on my Facebook and website before I came on down here. And with angels, we're going to cover a lot. We're going to cover what that kingdom is about, how they affect you, and maybe, if some of you are brave enough, you'll call in, and there just might be an angelic message for you. So the number here is 321-806-3159. Once again, it's 321-806-3159. If you're still too shy to call in, please don't hesitate to visit me at my email, which is purpleportal777 at gmail.com. So it's the color purple, P-U-R-P-L-E, portal, P-O-R-T-A-L, 777 at gmail.com. There's a whole lot that's been happening since last week. One of them is my website has been updated. You need to go on there. There is so much happening now. At the website, you will see different offerings of services which I provide, particularly during the month of December. I'm sure this year I will expand the services until into the new year, but it's such a wonderful opportunity for you. So go onto my website, Higher Consciousness, CONSCIOUSNESS.com, and poke around, take a look. So we've got information about the new services, and information is going to start coming out now about my ebook, Prosperity Portal, and my CD. So look for both because all of them are great gifts for the holiday season, and I don't care what profession of religion you are professing, just get on into it and make yourself feel good. It's a feel-good time of the year. So before I get too far into the angels, of course I want to talk to you about the cosmic update. We're still under the sign of Sagittarius. Today, actually, the moon is in Pisces. That is not the most comfortable aspect for the Sagittarian energy. It brings an overlay of kind of sadness and a sense of heaviness, simply because Pisces insists that we look at things from a deeper, more meaningful perspective. And once again, Pisces is the go-to kid for asking, who am I? What is it all about, Alfie? So a lot of those questions will come up for people, especially yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And the Sag energy, which is the poster child for optimism and getting things squared away in a very wholesome, productive manner, that energy will again sweep back in as the week progresses. We also, other than that, I looked this morning and I thought, well, not too much is happening energetically in that respect, because Mercury doesn't go direct for a couple of, doesn't go retrograde for a couple of weeks, and we don't have the solstice for a couple of weeks. So it's kind of like that moment in time where you take a deep breath and you assess and reassess. I wanted to read you something that I came across my desk. It's once again, the works of Osho, O-S-H-O. Those of you who have been listening to me these past several months, you know I have a great fondness for Osho's work. He's out of body at this point. He was ushered out of his body in the 80s, but his work still is very, very fine. He gets right to the point, and this must have been written in the 70s or 80s, but here's what he had to say. The situation that we're in now was the same as the time of Buddha. The circle completes itself in 25 centuries. We're at that marking right now. The old foundations dissolve. Society has to lay new foundations. From what I can see, that's not comfortable for anyone, no matter which side of the political pole you're standing on. The whole edifice, as you know it and have been living it, becomes worthless. It has to be demolished. Then, economic, social, political, religious, all systems are disturbed. The new is to be born. However, it is a birth pain. I just think that nails it. That's where we are. That's what's happening. The elections didn't put an end to that happening. Nobody won. That's what I was afraid of 6 and 8 months ago. There's no winners in this thing. The Osho message goes on to say, yes, a time of crisis is a very valuable time. When everything is established and there is no crisis, things are dead. When nothing is changing and the grip of the old is perfect, it is almost impossible to change yourself. When everything is in chaos, nothing is static, nothing is secure. Nobody knows what is going to happen from moment to moment in such a chaotic time. You are free. You can change. You can attain to the innermost core of your being. When society is in turmoil, everything is in crisis, chaos pervades. That is the moment. You can escape from its prison. It's easy because nobody is guarding you. Nobody is after you. You are left alone. And some of you might feel darn lonely these days. Things are in such a shape that everybody is bothering about his own business. Nobody's really looking at you. So this is the moment to do you. Don't miss that moment. Unfortunately for Osho, there's no unfortunate. Osho was ushered out of his body in the mid-'80s by our government that was very terrified of words just such as this. Words that encourage you to be free, to fly higher than you ever have, to take the downs in stride and move up, keep dropping, keep going. He was feared for this. Some of you should really look into his work. I think it's tremendous work. If you're ready for the next step of your own understanding to be heightened. And then there's another thing that I liked very much. The work of a gentleman who's actually alive. He's in his 80s. He lives in Australia. He was visiting the United States once in the 90s. And he did some profound work when he was here. He actually was on the west coast of Florida. And my sense is, not only did he reach many lives were shifted because of his presence and his insistence on what he calls kicking out from under you all of your beliefs. Everything about the me is false. And every which way the mind wants to refute that and dispute it and argue it, he kicks it out. So I have a great respect for this gentleman whose name, he goes under the name of Sailor Bob. And his name really is Bob Adamson, Adamson. He was called Sailor Bob because he actually was in, I think, the Marines or the Navy or something, whatever they would call it over in Australia. So that title hung on to him. I smile at his last name, Adamson. I wonder if he's ever thought about that, but I think it's pretty cool. So here's the quote that I brought in today from Sailor Bob. Truth or reality cannot be stored, cannot be amassed. It does not accumulate. The value of any insight, understanding, or realization can only be in the ever fresh presence of the moment. Yesterday's realization is not a bit of good. It is dead. It has lost its vitality. It is useless to try and cling to or hold on to an insight, understanding, or realization, for only in its movement can ever fresh and new insights of truth or reality appear. I know that's a big mouthful. I hope some of you will hit the replay button several times and perhaps write it down. He's really saying anything from yesterday, it's done, it's over, it's dead. I've often given the analogy, and I know it would creep people out in a live audience, where I speak of you went to a lovely restaurant. You got a piece of meat that had grizzle in it, and you gently, or not so gently, take it out of your mouth and put it on the side of your plate. What I find is most people insist sooner or later on picking up that grisly, disgusting piece of meat and chewing on it. Why? It's old conditioning is the answer. It's old conditioning. It's the fact that we're really, not only are we not trained to live in the present, there almost seems to be an anti-present movement. Think about tomorrow. Do this, do that. Grieve some more for something that happened 6 years ago or 6 months ago. So none of it leaves us here and now. It's kind of the dangdest thing. So practice the presence, will you please? That's your assignment for the week, and it's a darn good one, and I think we'll all benefit from it. So let's talk, angels. Now, when